Hey guys, Mixed Media Girl here. In this video, I am creating a resin bowl with the resin bloom technique. Now, I'm no pro at this. I've only done it a few times, but it's a pretty fun and easy technique. I'm using Mixed Media Girl Artist resin, and I started off by putting some of the resin into the mold and then spritzing it with the 91% isopropyl alcohol to remove the air bubbles. I then put a little bit of resin into a cup, and you can see there's a plastic bag in here, and that's because I'm going to essentially make it into like a frosting kind of bag to be able to control my design. And in that resin, I used a little bit of Alumilite white resin dye and then some Pinata white alcohol ink. So once I had that all mixed up, I began my design. I put a little bit of crushed gold pieces into the center of the mold, and these you can get from Amazon or various other places. And by the way, I'm using about 12 to 13 ounces of resin for this entire project, and this mold is a little bit less than 14 inches wide. I'm using Ranger alcohol inks for this. You can use a variety of alcohol inks. These are just the ones that I use. I like the colors and I find it works pretty well. So I'm using two different blues and then some purple and some gold. Now the gold is actually Pinata. I prefer the Pinata gold way more than the Ranger gold. The Ranger gold kind of just weirdly sits on top. So yeah, essentially I used two different blues and then two different purples. And that purple I put along the outside edge is actually metallic purple, and it's pretty cool. I then let that sit for about 20 minutes. And that is so that the resin in my cup could heat up a bit before I poured the design there. Then I pulled the bag out, cut a little tip of the corner, and then made that swirly kind of design with the white. So again, I'm no pro, and I probably could have let it sit even a little bit longer, but I haven't really tested it with this resin to time it out. And I took a stick and I modified my design, as you can see there. Now, unfortunately, I have some table leveling issues, but I let it sit for about 6 hours, and even despite it moving around more than I would wanted to, the design came out beautifully. So at this point, when I am demolding it, it is no longer sticky or tacky at all, but is still very flexible. And I actually waited a little longer than normal on this one, I think, and it's been pretty hot, so you got to watch that. You may need to demold it earlier, and you may need to demold it later. It's going to depend on the temperature. And I then shaped it into a plastic bowl. This plastic bowl is around 100 ounces. It's about 11 inches across. And then I let that sit overnight, and it should pop out pretty easily. And here is how it looks. So I just think this is one of the prettiest bowls I've ever made. It's just gorgeous all around. And by the way, you can choose whichever side you want to go on the inside. I just pick whichever side I think is the prettiest. People don't always agree with me, but that's okay. So both sides of the bowl, I think, look gorgeous. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.